Hi, folks, and welcome back to the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, and we're going to be looking at another Marvel comic book today. This one is issue 94, released still in 1984 by Mary Jo Duffy, and this is the cover here, and it's an Ewok. That's pretty cool. Um, I've always liked this cover, especially with standing on the Stormtrooper helmet. But this story is called Small Wars. And it's there's a new artist in it who's doing the pencils for this, and her name is Cynthia Martin. And I am not a fan of this art at all. It's kind of hit or miss. Like in the foreseeable issues, these next couple issues, I really don't like it. But then in some of the ones, like the first couple ones that we'll see in Volume 7, it's actually not terrible, but the art is it's a very minimalist kind of art style. So there's not a lot of detail. It's very cartoony. It's kind of like, it reminds me of some of the art of some of the bad Star Wars Tales stories. So you can take that how you would. But like I said, this is kind of the art. I mean, you look at like Han Solo here laying up against, the branch, and I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan. Like Lando doesn't look too bad, I guess. But then, then there's other things where it's, like I said, it's a very hit or miss art style. Now, what's interesting, too, is that next month, and this is, I guess, some key information. Next month, in the time that we're talking about, so the next month after this issue, there will be 2 Star Wars series going at the same time. That's a first. We've only had the main Marvel series, unless you count the limited series Return of the Jedi. But anyways, but there's a reason for that, because we get to meet some, a couple of characters that will pop up in the near future here. So basically, Endor reports an accident that has happened, and so the droids, C-3PO and R2-D2, they're sent to go kind of check it out. And basically, C-3PO gets this report that this Ewok and this girl, they're like fighting for her or something. Like they're fighting for this girl or whatever. It's kind of like, okay, whatever. It's kind of a callback to the Cantus of the Stars, and Hararog is a aide to Admiral Akbar, and basically he's trying to get rid of the Alliance, and so he's trying to set up this fight to kind of, I don't know, do some internal sabotage or something. Hararog is this trying to be like this mastermind kind of a guy, and so Hirami is a new species that's introduced here, and basically there's this bombing that tries to happen. It's kind of like he kind of looks like a cockroach kind of thing there. But anyways, it's this, there's this bomb that's gonna go off, and and Luke has a blue lightsaber again, or at least in the art, for whatever reason. It's kind of a blue, or a very pale blue kind of a color. And so, like I said, there's this bombing that tries to happen. This plan fails, and, everything's okay. It's kind of like a, kind of a dope. And then I think there's a panel, too, where he's, like, laying down and he's, like, passed out or something. Yep. Right there. I mean, like I said, it's really nothing too special. This series just introduces these characters, and then that's pretty much it. It's really not that big of a deal. It introduces Hirog and Hirami, and, they're kind of a big part in the story a little bit later, but as for in here, no, not so much. So, an essential read. Maybe for Marvel readers. It's not a great story. The art is not good, and the story is very not that great either. Yes, it's not that great, but it also is, again, kind of cool and kind of nice to meet these characters before we get to see them, I guess, in their element a little bit later. So, it's up to you if you want to read it, if you're going through the Marvel series. So, folks, that is all the time I have for today, and we will see you next time with another episode of the Star Wars Library.